Says going live. Hey, we're live, Nicole. Yay!
Awesome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am here with Nicole.
Hello.
Nicole, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am originally from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, so about an hour and a half away from Pittsburgh. I have been living in China for the past 3 years now, teaching English over here at a kindergarten. I'm currently 25 years old, so still pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also in the middle of getting my master's degree in education online, so that is very exciting. I should be done with that in about 2 more semesters.
Nice. Who are you going through, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course, the University of San Diego.
Oh, okay. I went through an online school for my master's as well for teaching. I went through
Nice.
Western Governors University.
Okay, awesome. I really like the University of San Diego's program because being in China, I'm not able to go back to the States to do any courses on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And so their program is completely online for the whole term or the whole program. So that's nice. That's very helpful.
Yeah, same with mine when I was living in Japan. That's why I did it too.
Oh, awesome.
Very good. Okay, so just so you know, or those in the chat, if I'm looking down, that I have your questions on my phone, and if I'm looking over here, then that's where the live chat is. And I see Teacher Kelly Tag is here. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us. So there's 2 in the chat. Let us know who's here and how your classes went this morning. So, okay, I'm pulling up your questions.
No problem.
I had them ready, but then I ended up, well, I was going to post it. So how long have you been working with VIPKid?
I've been with them since March. What's funny is I actually was introduced to it by a friend of mine who also works in China. She's currently stuck back in the States right now, but she introduced it to me in January, and I went through the interview process, and they gave me a contract, but I knew I was going to be going on holiday for end of January, beginning of February. And so I did not want to sign the contract right before going on holiday. So I decided to wait until after. And so finally, about end of February, beginning of March is when I signed it and officially started working with VIPKid.
Oh, good. Yeah. How was your start?
It was slow, to be honest. It was slow.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, and I was not too upset about that either, because as I was going through some Facebook groups, I was seeing a lot of other people having some slow starts, and so I figured, that's just how it is, hit or miss, normal, I just got to go with it, and so I was fine with that.
Yeah, you got to build up your regulars or get lots of trials.
Exactly.
Kelly said her classes went great. She had all regulars today. James said he had a long day. I broke my record. I had 12 classes today. Great job, James. James is in Vietnam.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Mindy said, hello, listening while eating breakfast and getting ready for my out school class at 10. Super fun.
Awesome.
Good. So what was your why for starting with VIPKid?
So originally when my friend introduced it to me, I thought it would be nice to have, a job where I could work at home and not have to actually go to a school, because my husband, he actually lives in a different city than I do. He lives in a smaller city here in China. It's only about 20 minutes away by high-speed train, so it's doable. I go back on the weekend. But the pay is a lot better in the capital city of Zhengzhou of this province where I am. And so that's why I'm, working here rather than with him. And so I thought, this would be nice to do VIPKid, be able to work from home. The pay would be pretty decent, especially for that city. Yeah. So I figured, why not just build up to it. And then after coming back from holiday, when the pandemic started, especially here in China, I wasn't able to go back to work for a few months, and I was very bored having to stay home.
Yeah.
And just wanted to teach, to do something. So I was like, oh, I still have a contract I need to sign. So I was like, let's do this so I can at least start teaching something.
Right? Well, that's
So,
great. Let's see. So I just got this map.
okay, nice.
I
Oh, that's
love it. So I've been looking up everybody's province.
okay.
Where did you say your province is?
Henan. So Henan.
I see Hainan or
No,
Hunan.
no. Should be
Oh,
one more.
HE. Here it is, number 16. Oh, we can find you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
me.
neat. So all
Yeah.
morning with my students, I've been using this map. I just got it from the Good Fortune box.
Wonderful.
Yes, that's great. So what did you do before VIPKid?
So I have been working at a kindergarten here in Zhengzhou for the past, 3 years. So I started with my students when they were 3 years old, and I actually got to move up with them. So
Oh,
when they were the 4-year-old group, I went with them, and then now they're in the kindergarten level, and so still with them, which is amazing. And then before coming to China, I actually worked with AmeriCorps in Rochester, Minnesota, where I taught 4-year-old social and emotional skills. So
oh,
that's a great little transition into coming to China. And before then, I was in university at the University of Wisconsin, and I actually got my degree in Spanish, which is very different from
uh-huh.
teaching English, but life just works out that way.
So what brought you to China?
I knew I had always wanted to go to live abroad. Teaching abroad was always a thought in my mind.
Hmm.
And originally, I thought I would go back to Spain, considering I studied abroad there and loved it so much. But then I decided, you know what? I want something completely different. I want to go somewhere where I do not know the language, somewhere where the language is just as challenging as English, so that I could face the same obstacles and challenges that my students would be facing, so I could understand a lot better. And so then I also did a little research on which countries had better salaries and cost of living ratios. And so
Hmm.
China just was up there. And so
Wow,
I
very
decided, oh,
good. Hey guys, if you have questions for me or for Nicole, please put them in all caps so I can look or so I can find them easier. Let's see. Kelly said she used to have 12 classes last summer, but not anymore since she started out school. Two of her, Mindy said two of her classes went well, and then she had one student from hell. Oh no, that's the one you've asked for them to take off your schedule. Oh no. Hey, Amy Lou, thanks for coming. And Marianne and Lori. Hey guys. Let's see. They told her, yeah, they told her to cancel that class, but then she gets a cancellation.
oh,
So, that's not really.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So what does your VIPKid schedule look like?
So now, with returning to the classroom, and because we have a shortage of foreign teachers, I've been asked to pick up additional after school classes.
Oh,
So I am unfortunately not even able to open my schedule now, because I'm having to work until about 6:30 p.m. Every day, and then on certain days I have Chinese class right after school that I go to. Other days I have the gym that I go to. I'm getting my master's degree, so I have lots of reading and papers
right.
to. So
And I'm sure you'd
right
like to
now,
visit your husband sometimes.
exactly. So on the weekends I visit with him, and so right now it's a little tough for me to open my schedule. Before I went back to school, I was able to open it all day, every day, but now it's a little hard to do.
Plus, she owns her own business, and we'll talk about that here in just a second as well. How do you handle tough or distracted kiddos, whether it's online or in your classroom?
So If they're distracted, what I like to do is redirect them. I might use a different voice. So for example, I might go deep voice or high pitched voice or soft voice, a funny voice. And that usually gets their attention because they're like, wait, what's going on? And if they're being a little tough, I'll usually have them come sit by me, or I might have them be a teacher helper, because then it makes them feel like, oh, now I have a responsibility to do, or I can keep a better eye on them if they're right next to me and kind of discreetly fix the situation. So that's what I usually do, and it seems to work out pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is a challenge that you've had to overcome with online teaching?
Internet.
Yeah,
being over here, the internet is not the fastest and not necessarily the most reliable. So usually having a poor connection has been a problem at times.
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest one. So just having to be patient with that.
Our internet was great in Japan and not so good in Germany. It's so different in like every country.
Right.
So this wasn't on the list, but what kind of challenges have you had to overcome teaching in China?
So with that, at the very beginning, the language.
Yeah.
Not knowing any Chinese before I came here was a struggle, especially in the classroom. Trying to, help the children, help them understand, help them learn. But when they're responding to you at such a young age, they're not able to speak in English just yet. And so they're responding in Chinese, and you're just like, oh, I wish I understood what you were saying so I could help you. So it's been a lot of having to rely on a teaching partner in the classroom who speaks both Chinese and English. But over these past 3 years, I have been able to bring my Chinese level up quite a bit. And so I am able to understand and kind of help them rephrase what they wanted to say in English, and then we can have that conversation.
So is it like an all-day kindergarten, or is it strictly for English learning, or?
So it's all-day kindergarten. The kids arrive at school between 8 and 8:15 a.m. And usually the Chinese teachers take the responsibility of being with them at that point. And then they stay until 5:30 for normal schooling. And if they have an after-school class, they stay until 6:20. But in the middle of the day, they do have a nap. So they nap for about almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So it's a long day for them, but they are able to sleep in the middle of it.
Yeah. We still had nap time. It was teacher choice whether they had nap time. And I told the kids, you don't have to take a nap, because some would be like, oh, I'm like, you don't have to take a nap. This is rest your brain time. You've been working hard all day. And then half of them would fall asleep.
Nice.
So what levels do you teach, and what's your favorite level?
So let's see, for VIPKid, I've mainly taught level 3. And I actually really like that level because, I have experience teaching that age group, especially here in China. So I would say my favorite level would be the age 5, age 6, because at that point we're able to have a little bit more conversation, but they're still young enough that they enjoy the songs and the dancing. They're not too cool for that yet.
Right.
So,
I don't know if I told you, but when I was in Japan, I went into schools as well. But I went in as like an hour blocks in different schools, or 2 hours, depending on, the levels and what I was teaching for English strictly.
Yeah.
And but then I also had 45 students that came to my house. Per week. I would have like 45 like 1 hour classes at my house, and they would just drive up to my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Let's see. Do you have a favorite teaching moment or a funny story, something to share?
Let's see, a favorite teaching moment would have been last year when my students were 4. And it was one student in particular who, she's actually, I think, one of the youngest ones. We were learning about different animals around the world, and we were talking about orangutans. And so, these words are tricky for 4-year-olds, especially actually going from Chinese to English. And so I had taught them a strategy to be able to sound out the words and be able to say those long words by stretching them out by syllables. And so I had asked the kids a question, and she was able to raise her hand and give me the answer, which was about orangutans. And she said orangutan, and she was able to say it by stretching it out. Orangutan.
Aw.
Like, oh my goodness, she used what I told her and she was able to say the word. Like, this is awesome.
Right?
So that was definitely great.
Oh,
Yeah.
love
And
it.
then there's funny teaching moments. Oh goodness, I feel like every day there's something funny happening in the class. For example, just today, we're getting ready for their kindergarten graduation performance. So they're doing a play, and I had made felt masks for them to put on for certain characters. The one play is the Very Cranky Bear. The different animals. And when I pulled them out to show them, they all just started laughing hysterically because they thought they were the funniest things in the world. And I'm just like, I don't know,
Aw.
it's so funny, but okay, great. I'm glad you love it. So, every day it's something.
Aw, so cute.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a favorite reward or prop?
I would say when I was teaching during the pandemic situation and not being able to go to school, I liked using the Google Slides
Yeah.
a lot. Those are very helpful, especially for the different lessons. And actually, one of my favorite set I did with a student, and he seemed to really like this too, was drawing a pagoda. So every time there was a reward, he got to draw a piece of it. And so I had a big chalkboard behind me, and the whole way through we kept drawing until we finally had a pagoda, and he showed it up all excited. So I think
neat.
it was really fun. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you lived in China? Oh, you said that. 3?
Yeah, that's okay. 3 years, it'll be 3 years exactly, August 21st. And then I actually just signed another 2-year contract with my company here. So I'll be here for at least another 2 more years.
Congrats. That's great. So how are things in China now? You told me a little bit, but we didn't share it with them. So
Of course, things are a lot better. I want to say by the end of April, restaurants, shops were starting to open up, businesses were starting to open up. Some schools were opening, and it was opening by grade level every week. Kindergartens opened by the second week of June, and now you do not have to wear masks to go into malls, restaurant shops, anywhere. Only, at least I know for my school, we have to wear a mask to enter the school, and then we get our temperature checked to make sure everything's okay. But then inside the school itself, once we've been checked, we don't have to wear them if we don't want to. But then they do encourage you to wear them as you leave the school, just that because you're going back out into public, just to be safe. But once again, it's not required because it's gotten so much better here. So that's really promising. Mm-hmm.
Right, good. Let's see. Kasie, do the kids that came to your house, was that a part of your job, my DoD job? No. When I was in Japan, we were stationed there, and I had 2 babies at home and was getting my teaching degree. So I stayed home, and the kids came to my house, and they played with my kids and spoke, English, and it was great. And my kids went to a Japanese school too, so that was kind of neat too. Well, preschool. What's that?
I said nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. And sometimes we would meet at the coffee shop for the adults. And I couldn't believe that I got paid to speak English and drink coffee. Like, those are my 2 favorite things, are to talk and drink coffee. And I would tell my students, like, no, you can't pay me for this lesson. Like, we're here talking. And one of the ladies is a teacher, and I'll never forget, she said, kore wa kore, sore wa sore. This is this, and that is that. Like, but she would teach me, like, how to make sushi, all in English, how to wear a kimono. And I'm like, but I'm learning. I can't take your money. But
Oh, Okay.
She loved to teach me things, and I was getting paid to listen and learn. I was like, this is ridiculous. I love it. But she's awesome.
Mhm.
Let's see. Nicole, I like the video for your husband's business. Looks great. Love all the food pics too.
Oh, thank you. He loves making the videos, and I am literally just the actress. He'll tell me what to say, tell me how to walk, and I'm like, okay, just tell me what to wear. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
So what's his business? Where is she
So,
from, ladies?
on my Facebook page, probably.
Yeah,
I've
'cause
posted a lot of stuff.
I'm friends with you and I see the pictures and stuff, but I haven't seen the videos, I guess.
Okay. I mean, if you scroll through, keep scrolling, you'll eventually find it. Um, so he is actually a very busy man himself. His most recent business that is shown in the video is he and his friends just opened up a bar.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
so it's an only beer bar. And it's cool because here in China, beer is not the typical alcohol of choice.
Right.
They prefer a white liquor, a very strong white liquor called baijiu. But a lot of younger adults do not necessarily enjoy baijiu. They do it because it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But now that they have their bar opened, a lot of people have been coming because it's easier on the stomach to drink beer than it is to drink the baijiu. So all of his friends and so many people from around town are really excited that this is open. So that's awesome. But on top of that, he and his friends also own and run a soccer club for the city. So yeah,
My student this morning said he wanted to be a doctor like his mom when he grows up. And his mom yelled, no, he doesn't. He wants to be a professional football player. She's always yelling from the kitchen. I love her. She's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so mom's a doctor. And I think he says he wants to be a doctor to impress me, but Oh, it's so funny. Do many kids live in boarding schools in China?
Yes.
Yeah, my students.
They do. I would say typically middle school and above, they will. Elementary, that one I'm not 100% sure on. I want to say with that one, they have the option to live at school or live at home and just go to school every day. But then typically middle school and above is boarding. But once again, if the student lives close enough to home, even at the middle school level, then they can go home because that's what my husband actually did. He lived close to the school, so he would just go home at middle school, but then high school is boarding school.
Yeah. One of my students is like, I'm excited because I get to go home tomorrow. And then on Sunday she'd be like, or on Saturday night, she's like, yeah, I gotta go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you need a VPN in China?
Yes, you do. If you want to access any major social media site like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, you need a VPN because otherwise it's blocked.
Yeah. Nicole, I like I read that one too. What is their homeschooling policy in China? I thought it wasn't allowed, but I have a student who is homeschooling and wondered how that happened.
Ooh, that one I am not actually sure about.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know. I
wondering
haven't
if
heard
they're
of
being
homeschooling there.
homeschooled because right now, for example, if they're in elementary or above, their school session, they're on summer vacation right now. So I'm wondering if they're just being homeschooled during summer vacation until school starts back up in the fall. But I'm not sure about their homeschooling policy.
Okay, I'm not going to try to read the Spanish, guys. I had the alcohol Nicole was talking about when I was in China in 2001.
Nice. It is potent.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like the German schnapps. They can actually use it to use towards taxes when they sell off the top stuff, like because it's not healthy, it's not drinkable. It's like fuel.
Yeah,
Let's
gosh.
see. Candy said my upper level 7-8 live in boarding school, and he says that 6 students live in a room. Oh wow.
Yep, that is very common. It's
Huh.
crowded, but it's common.
James said he had one made from ants. I've eaten ants before. They're okay. The
Okay.
legs get stuck in your teeth. That was the worst part about them. But they tasted like toasted almonds. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm kind of skipping down, but what other jobs do you do?
So I also have my own travel business. I started that about almost 3 months ago now. So still fresh into it, still exciting. And with that, I am an independent travel agent, and I also help others become independent travel agents as well. So I have the privilege of being able to do that business from home with very flexible hours. I get to pick and choose the times I'm able to work, especially with my already busy schedule.
Right.
And yeah, so with that, I have access to all major travel suppliers and can help friends, family, anybody book their trips with no problem, with ease.
So if there's a bunch of us that want to go to China, like next year or something, we're gonna have to get with you.
I can help you.
We need
I've
a
been
big
to a
group
lot of
package.
cities already.
No, we've really been talking about it, and I don't know if they know how serious I am.
I am definitely willing to help out. I've been to a lot of cities, so I can definitely even point you in the direction of where to go, depending on your interests. So yeah, let me know.
I think we will. Let's see. James wants to know if you've ever tried duck blood soup.
If I have, it was by accident. But I don't want to taste blood. I don't know, it grosses me out, so I'm gonna stay away from it. So if I ever tasted it, which could have happened in hot pot, because lots of go into hot pot, probably would not be something I would want to eat again, just because the idea of eating it weirds me out.
Yeah. My friend or my students all are like, oh, hot pot, you need to try it. But then I have a bunch of students that have never heard of it before.
Interesting. Well, I guess it depends on the region too. So hot pot is very popular in Sichuan province. So for example, Chongqing, Chengdu, like those areas is where hot pot originated from.
Look it up.
Yeah. So look for Sichuan.
Yep, number 3. Right in
so
the middle.
On the west side. There we go. Yep, middle west. Yep, there we go. So that's where hot pot originated from. And so typically in the north is where a lot of people will have hot pot.
Good. That's so interesting. Oh my goodness, I love this map, guys. My family is from Portugal, and so I have had like blood pudding or whatever, and I didn't think it really was blood in it, but I was wrong. And then when I was in Japan, I've eaten many things on accident that they didn't tell me what was in it, like horse. And my parents own a horse farm. I thought my mom was gonna be so sad. So
that was like, I'll be willing to try things within reason. Just, to say, okay, I've tried it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I'm
not gonna do it again. For example, one thing that I had was cow brain. That was
that sounds like it would be a tough texture more than anything.
It's actually very soft. But it's like a gritty soft. Like mushy and soft. So I was like, okay, just a little bit. That's all. Thank you though. I tried
it. Candy said black pudding. Yeah, it's blood sausage.
Oh, I tried blood sausage in Spain by accident. And when I realized what I had ordered, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Been there, done that. Amy said she is serious about going. Good, because I am too.
Awesome.
And we also need to go to Malaysia to visit our friend Tim. I eat chia seeds and that's enough for me. Nicole, what master's degree are you working on?
So it's a master's in education for curriculum and instruction with a specialty in STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Oh, I have to tell you, one of my favorite STEAM kits is from Scholastic, I believe it is.
Okay.
Here, I'll just show you because I was a STEAM teacher at I was an after school club, and yes, super science, STEM, and we added the arts, and
Yeah, right.
I have a friend that's an author for STEAM books for girls.
Okay.
I'll have to bring that sometime. I just had it yesterday. Oh, it's in my drawer behind me. But yeah, I love teaching STEAM. That's awesome.
Fun. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they're still talking about the food. Where did you get that cool map? Oh, I got the map from the Good Fortune box yesterday. And I did an unboxing video. Someone had told me that the sound is not so good on that video. So I apologize in advance, but it's a short, I think 6-minute unboxing video maybe. And there's a code in there for $5 because the Good Fortune box gives us codes that we can share. So yeah, I love the box is just fun. It's like a little surprise, every month I get something, but I think this is one of my favorite boxes. I don't want to get into too much on what's in there in case other people haven't gotten theirs. Let's see. Candy, that sounds gross. Cool masters. English food in general is not good. There's a few things from England that I didn't enjoy so much. Like I didn't expect the fish and chips to have bones in it. I thought it was like our fish and chips, but that's my own fault for assuming, I guess.
Even the fish in China all have bones in them. They don't remove them. So it's like a workout eating here. You have to be very careful not to get a fish bone or a bone from the meat.
Japan too. That's funny. So anything else you want to tell us about the travel business? I think it's so interesting.
Yeah. So even though travel is, restricted right now, a lot of people are still being optimistic and already booking their trips for next year. So it's still happening, and I don't think travel is ever going away. I mean,
no way.
No, there's too much business going on. So that's why when I was presented with this opportunity, I decided to go for it. One, I love traveling so much, and I've always, aside from teaching abroad growing up, I also thought, hey, a travel agent would be a good job to be able to live abroad. So yeah, I like that I am able to live anywhere with this business too, still be able to help people book their trips. And one nice thing too with helping people book their trips is it doesn't cost them any extra money to use a travel agent. Any commission that the travel agent receives comes out of the vendor themselves. It doesn't come out of the person's pocket.
Oh, wow.
So for example, even if you were to use a site like Expedia or Orbitz or any of those sites, someone within that site, within that company is still getting commission for you booking through them. And so no matter what, someone's getting a commission. So by booking through a travel agent, you're still paying the same amount as you would with those other sites, but now you're just helping someone you might know receive a commission from the vendors themselves.
So interesting.
Small business people, yeah.
Marianne said she has a friend who's an online travel agent and is able to work from home because she's a single mom with 6 children.
Oh, good for her for being a single mom of 6.
Right? Maybe. My good friend in Germany is a single mom of 5. Yeah.
I know my mom was.
What's that?
I was gonna say I know my mom was a single mom of 4 when we were growing up, and
we
were a run for her money. I feel so sorry.
Your poor mama. James said the international airport is closed until at least October in Vietnam.
Okay.
Do you recommend travel insurance because of the times?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. You never know what's going to happen with your trip. So at least travel insurance will help save you.
Yeah. Especially now.
Mm-hmm.
What was the startup cost for your travel agency?
Only $200. So not much at all. And then what's really nice about the company I'm working with, and if people do want to find out more, feel free to, send me a personal message, whether on Facebook or on Instagram. And we can always post my Instagram handle at the bottom, but
it's in
the
there.
company,
It's
good.
in the description already. It says Nicole's links, nicoledorn.inteltravel.com and at NicoleDorn24.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Okay, perfect. So what's amazing is that the company gives you 12 months to make back whatever investment that you put into the company with your startup costs and then your monthly overhead. And even the monthly overhead is $60. And you have a website that's maintained for you. So that in itself is already a bonus, plus trainings and resources, having access to suppliers and vendors and having those certification courses that could cost thousands of dollars. But then, so the company says that if you're not able to make back the money you invest, they will refund you the difference at the end of that first year. So no matter what, you're not going to lose. They'll make sure that you start at least at zero if you don't make back that money from referrals or from commission of booking trips. So I think that's really cool.
Great. So yes, Marianne, she does a travel agency, the travel agent work from home, but she's also a kindergarten teacher in a Chinese school in China. Was it a business license?
So you can register to get your business license. I'm doing it as an independent contractor way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't. So you can get the business license. You don't have to.
Yeah. Do you have to pay taxes in the U.S.?
I still do. So now with this business, for next year's taxes, I will have to pay. But before this business, since I was working in China, I don't have to pay, but I still have to file.
Mm-hmm.
So because the past few years, I've been only earning money from China. I haven't been earning money from America, and I've been paying taxes in China. So filing is all I have to do.
Great. I think that's it for questions right now. If you guys have any more questions, put them in. When you ask me how long it takes, that's why I never know.
No problem.
Oh, Marianne wants to know, what do you miss about home?
I would say my mom's cooking.
Did you say your mom's cooking?
I definitely miss her cooking. Yeah.
Oh, there you are. We lost you for a second there. Or they lost me. I don't know who was lost. So your mom's cooking? She's a good cook?
She is, especially her pierogies. She makes them homemade. Oh, my goodness.
Where's she from?
The Latrobe Ligonier area in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really? See, I always think of pierogies as like, was it like Poland and, in Europe somewhere of the.
So our ancestry is part German, part Czechoslovakian. So she gets it from that side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. All right. So I have the final 3 questions. Are you ready?
Okay. Ready.
It's almost time for poor Nicole to go to bed. What are the qualities of a good teacher?
I would say they would be patience. You definitely need a lot of patience, especially with young learners and learners who are learning English as their second language. And then also being able to encourage questions, encourage curiosity, to get them thinking, using their brain is also another really good quality, as well as just getting the children involved in discussion rather than just preaching at them and, telling them or teaching them what's going on, but having them also be the ones in charge of their learning by adding to the discussions, adding to, the activities. So, yeah.
Great. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, you'll still be in China according to your contract.
So even after that, I still see myself in China. But by that point, I would be living in Xuchang, which is just about, 20 to 30 minutes south of Zhengzhou by high-speed train. So still in the same province, but living with my husband.
Yay.
So I would say still in China. It's a fine country. It's beautiful. It still gives me the opportunity to travel this side of the world. So yeah.
Love it. Oh, I love Asia. Do you have any big goals?
Oh,
that wasn't on her list either of questions.
That's okay.
I love goal setting, so that's just my own little.
I do. One of my goals is actually to be able to travel to 50 countries before I hit the age of 50. So I'm currently 25, halfway there. I have about 22 countries, I think, so far.
Oh, I need to count mine up.
So getting to that 50 before 50 would be great. And not just doing like, a weekend in this country, a weekend in that country, because I did that in university and you just miss out on seeing so much that the country has to offer. So I really want to take my time in a country and give it, at least a week or a little bit longer if I'm able to really experience the culture and everything it has to offer. But yeah, that is one of my biggest goals that I have.
Yeah, I agree, because when you go to some of these countries, you want to see the touristy stuff, but then again, some of the best stuff aren't always the tourist stuff. You know what I mean?
Things that you just happen to stumble upon.
Yes. Like France, everyone thinks of Paris, but some of the other stuff like on the outskirts and stuff are so cool. The, different regions there. And James is at 23 countries. I haven't even counted. I'll have to check it out and see. He said he taught himself how to make pierogies. His grandma came from Poland.
Okay.
Amy Lou said, I was going to say Pennsylvania. I love pierogies. James, James misses Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell yesterday for lunch.
See, I'm able to make tacos at home if I want to, because we have one of my really good friends here in China is from Arizona, and her parents were originally from Mexico. And she taught me how to make, like authentic homemade tacos, authentic tacos. So we have an online store similar to Amazon, but it's called Taobao. And so you're able to find corn tortillas on Taobao and buy them, and then just make the taco shells yourself and put it together. So yeah, it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I came back to the States how big the portion sizes are here. Like the sodas and stuff are like humongous. Yeah. I knew that from visiting, but just when you come from overseas and you're living it, it's like, wow. They're like, do you want to make it large? I'm like, no.
Right. No,
who needs a large soda and a large fry? I know I don't need it. I might want it.
Wait, but do we need it?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Number 3, what are great teaching resources that you have come across?
So I would say a lot of the Lakeshore stuff I've come across are great. I love Lakeshore. Oh, goodness.
My Lakeshore wands. I love them.
Actually, what's funny is my mom came to visit me in China was it my first year? No, my second year in China, just before Christmas. And one of my Christmas gifts that I asked for were actually Lakeshore teddy bear counters, the family ones.
Yes.
And then, transportation vehicles, just because we didn't have that stuff in our classroom, but we were going to be doing a unit on it. So I wanted to have those to add to it.
Fun.
And so pretty much anything Lakeshore is amazing.
Yes. Oh, I love Lakeshore. Good one. Let's see. I think that's all the questions we have. Awesome, Nicole. Well, we kept it to 45.
Sweet, thanks.
Not so bad. All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming. And Nicole, thanks for all the information, and her business links are below if you have any questions for her about that. I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming. It was nice to finally get to meet you.
You as well, and thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Good. All right, well, we'll see you soon, and maybe we'll reach out about getting all of us to China sometime.
yes, of course.
What's that? I lost you.
Oh, sorry. I said, yes, of course, definitely.
Okay. Bye, Nicole. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.